压机人，
谢谢，恭喜这4比3，飞龙在天。
哎，算了，恭喜他夺冠吧。
一把，我靠！打不过啊，他最后这手感染虫太凶了。最近半年 ，ZVP 56-3给自己点一个赞，冠军。
I don't think SCBoy has any chance to save this one, but he continues.
He gets killed coming back, and Bunny just doesn't seem to have the numbers.
谁能就这？
Didn't even notice the Liberator in the main base, I think. So many probes are going down right now.
Oh my god, they're trying to get back, but they can't, and so many are picked up. A big clump here from Kira. He tries to split everything up.
결승가는 열립니까?
Giant force of Failings rolling in and clearing the hell. That's massive. Clump!
Mario is once again. Raider has done it.
Cyril did it all, and he is a well-deserving champion.
And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another day, the beginning of the end, the beginning of Masters Coliseum 8, the playoff bracket. We are done with the group stage. We have wrapped up with our group A, B, C, and D. And now we are here with the top 8 players of the tournament. I'm of course your VIP. With me, I'm joined by these amazing players, by the people in the chat, by my plushies as well. Welcome one and all to Masters Coliseum. Welcome to the Tenkaichi Budokai. It's time to go full Dragon Ball. We're gonna be yelling for at least 5 hours. We're gonna 5 hours straight. By the end of it, next time on Masters Coliseum, we'll keep going, we'll keep yelling, we will transform, and we will embrace the StarCraft together. Let's go, Papi, let's go. Up first, we have herO versus Astrea. We have 2 best of 5s. I should emphasize we have 2 best of 5s here tonight. We have a PvP between herO and Astrea, and we have a ZVT between Rainer and Spirit. As bam, you see the matches before you, just 2 best of 5s. So potentially a bit of a shorter broadcast, potentially a longer one if we go the distance. It's possible we could get all 10 games here tonight, or we could get as little as 6. So we'll see how the series do pan out. Oh boy. When it comes to the length of the event, we're going to be running this until the end of January. And as you saw, we have 3 more days this week of Masters Coliseum. Tomorrow is day 2, day after that is day 3, and there's still more weeks to come to wrap up and to embrace all the matches ahead of us, all of Masters Coliseum. Let's go, Papi, let's go. The playoffs, Papi, the playoffs. Just catching up with the chat. Hello, Hippie in the chat. Hello there, and Dario complete as well. So run, I stand Psycons. Bienvenido. Shema, Papi, Shema to all those in the land of Bologna as well. Bienvenidos. Good to see you all. And again, we start things off with the PvP. Players are preparing as we speak. They are getting ready here. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the bracket yourselves. We did just have a gander at the brackets here. And I should also talk about the group stage because there were some massive upsets in the group stage as well. If you weren't here for it, I recommend the VODs, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on Twitch, whichever platform you prefer, VODs are available. And the group stage was crazy. It was insane. Who did not make it through the groups? 2 Terran players, 2 Protoss as well, kind of. But we had some key players not making it through. Maru was the big one. Maru, he failed to make it through the group stage. Likewise, so did Clem. Clem also barely did not make the cut. It was close. It was very, very close. It came down to a technicality, and Clem did not make it through the group. Likewise, Maru had a very rough time in his matches in the Protoss and even Terran matchups as well. So Mara and Clem are out. Likewise, Oliveira also is out as well. For those who are unaware, we did speak of it the other day during the podcast. For those who are curious, the podcast, it is, of course, our weekly talk show, and we did bring it back in 2025. We had the first edition merely yesterday or the day before. All the days blend together. They all blend together at this point. But yes, we did talk about how Oliveira, he has officially retired, and Master Coliseum, this tournament, this group stage, was his final event that he did compete in, or Master Coliseum and Lily Cup as well. Not even the League Cup. But yeah, it was his final event, Master Coliseum, I should say. So alas, he has for the time being stepped away, which had never really gone. How many times did Tasia retire before finally throwing in the towel? You know what, 3, 4, 5 times? So maybe we'll see him back. Copium. I mean, a lot of it is going to depend on what the year has before us. But regardless, what I'm getting at here is that we have had a lot of momentous moments in Master Coliseum already. We've had a lot of pivotal moments, I should say, in StarCraft, whether it's Oliveira having his final games, whether it's Clem and Maru not making it through, whether it's Lancer with the crazy upset as well. And now we have our top 4. We have herO, Astrea, Raynor, Spirit, Zaun and Max Pax, and Serral and Gumiho. As well, it looks like we have our players, we have our cams. We're good to go. We are good to go here. Again, shout out to both Astrea and herO for providing us their lovely faces. And we have the coffee out as well. I know it's a very rough time in the Americas at the moment. What I'm referring to is, of course, the time slots. It's a very, very rough time in the Americas as, let me just double check. It's like 4 a.m. Americas time. Is Astrea East Coast or West Coast? I'm not entirely certain here. But I know he's waking up bright and early for this. So he's sipping on that coffee. And, yeah, down it, papi, down it. Making sure he's awake, making sure he is with us here. And he's going to need all that coffee. He's going to need all that juice. He's going to need all that caffeine, all that power, if you will, to keep up with someone of the caliber of herO. herO, he is the best Protoss player in North South Korea. He is favored to make a deep run in this tournament. We just casted herO yesterday in the League Cup. And we saw herO take down Serral in a ZVP, but that's a different matchup entirely. Now we're jumping into our PvP to our first series of the night, and spawning in the top left hand corner we have herO for Weibo Gaming. In the bottom right we have the American Protoss player Astrea. Let's go. And also for those that are negatively affected by the fires that are currently happening in California, I do wish you all the best. Hope everything is okay. So do wish all the best to those that are being affected by that at the moment. Is definitely a serious thing. So yeah, thankfully, hopefully that is of course not going to be impacting Astrea's matches here tonight. I feel like, not gonna lie, whenever I interact with Astrea, I'm always asking where he's from, and I always forget, and I just keep asking him again. So I can't remember if Astrea is from the East or West Coast. I think, if I remember correctly, he's West Coast. I think. God, but I always have to keep re-asking him. It's all the same to me. It's all Canada. It's like Kappa. As we are going to be settling into our PvP. For the time being, 2 gate openers. 2 gate opener for Astrea, 2 gate opener for herO as well. So far, so good. As we are going to be settling into our initial PvP. I'm making these. Oh no, sorry, my apologies. I misspoke. I was getting ahead of myself here. So 2 gate open out of Astrea, but this is something that herO has been doing quite often. We bring this up, and we should bring this up more often here. Is that herO has been going for the max pack to opener more often than not in PvP. What I'm referring to is a gate into Cybercore into faster expansion. You can see that herO he's making the safety zealot. There we go, Nexus on the way. So herO he's cutting corners and he's rushing into a faster Nexus. Meanwhile, Astrea is going for a much more standard opener instead. And Astrea, he's going to be tempted to go for a 1-base all-in to punish the greed of herO. And again, if you've been watching herO over the past, I want to say over a month at this point, ever since, I want to say even the off season of EPT, herO has been embracing and has been going for this Max Pax opener. We have even seen herO defeat Max Pax with his opener as well, as we have seen him taking down Max Pax more and more often in recent weeks, in recent events. It's been amazing to see the growth of herO and a shakeup of the PvP meta, at least from the side of herO. I say that if you've been watching the Koreans, a lot of them have been following suit. Players like Nightmare, players like Classic, players like Trap as well, Creator less so, but a lot of them have kind of been in lockstep with herO and have been embracing the Max Pax opener a little bit more than they used to, whereas before they never did, but now they do dabble into it every now and then, especially on these maps where it is otherwise unsafe to do so. Oh, also, before I forget, my apologies, if you're in the chats, Bappy, you know what time it is. What time is it? I mean, it's still quite early. It's Gamba time. It's Gamba time, Pappy. Predictions are open. Place your bets on how you think this series will unfold, on who you think will claim the series, and advance on into the next round. So best of luck in the chat. As a reminder, this is a best of 5. Best of 5, not a best of 3. So best of luck with your predictions. Coming into this, herO is the favorite player, and of course it is a very, very rough time to be awake at the moment for Astrea. So there is a little bit working against him there, but in a PvP, anything is possible. The first Oracle has arrived, going to be catching a couple workers. So far, 2 pros going down. Not a bad start out of Astrea, but he needs more damage because, again, he is behind when it comes to the Nexus timing. herO, he's making 2 pros at a time as we speak. Astrea has still not finished up his natural. Damage needs to be done as Astrea, he opens up Phoenix, he hunts down the Oracle. The Oracle is going to go down. Double leverage shading into the main base, sorry, shading into the natural, shading to the mineral line. Probes are going down. Good damage here from Astrea. 4 worker kills in total. That's good, but again, we need more. As Astrea, he is still behind in workers. Meanwhile, second Oracle is moving out. Bold move here by Astrea to invest into a second Oracle here, especially considering, of course, it was a Stargate opener into Phoenix from herO. So we'll see if Astrea can break through. We'll see if he can slip into the mineral line. Behind this, Astrea is taking into Blink, into a Twilight Council, into Blink Stalker. Stasis is going to be thrown down, and it will count out. Ooh, herO, he comes back too soon, and 3 probes get caught out. Not a bad stasis here, and Astrea, he recalls in time. Does recall back home in time. Does make it back. From here, we are going to be settling in. And we do see herO again embracing those Blink Stalkers. Meanwhile, herO, he counterattacks with his own Oracles, getting another 2 probe kills. herO maintains an economic lead. As you can see here, herO is on 40 workers compared to the 33 of Astrea. Oh, and he gets even more done. As there's no shield battery, Astrea, he was cutting corners, was hoping that there wasn't going to be an Oracle, but alas, there was. With that, 5 workers go down, and herO, he escapes, he gets away. Does get away with that Oracle. Ay, ay, ay. From here, Astrea, he is going to rally across the map. Blink is almost done, bear that in mind. So Astrea, he has a window of opportunity here with his Stalkers. We'll see what he can get done. See what he can achieve. As Astrea, he's going to be pushing forward. Oh, trying to catch up the sentries. He gets 1. 1 sentry goes down. Gets a second. And can he get a third? 1 more volley, and he can. He gets all 3 sentries. Doesn't lose any Stalkers. Very nice control here by Astrea, trying to bait the army into the stasis. But last here, he does spot it. Does pull away. Doesn't take the bait. Here, Safari's holding on to make up for the lack of Blink Stalkers. Here, he does have Immortals. He's building up his Immortal count as we speak. And Astrea, so far, he has denied entry into the natural. Both players taking up into their own charge, into +1. Astrea has map control. He's containing herO. So Astrea, he might be down in workers. He might be behind when he comes to the natural, but a third Nexus is on the way. So Astrea is taking the third base. He's containing herO, and he's hoping to get away with it. We'll see if he can. See if he can. As herO gets across the map with that Oracle, still alive, gets 2 more probes. Meanwhile, Astrea poking in. Let's catch a Stalker. So I'm just trying to balance the audio here. Pokes in, force back. herO baiting out the stasis. Oh my god. So close. Astrea diving into the main. Does go for the dive. Depowers some of the production. And gets a pylon. Not bad. Ooh, we'll lose a Stalker in the process. Loses 1, loses 2. 2 Stalkers going down. Suddenly not as worth it for Astrea. Still maintaining his position. herO's got to assemble archives, getting ready for Archon production as well. Likewise, Astrea not too far behind in his tech. He's getting there. The Oracle's still being active. Getting another 2 probes. Finally, the Oracle's going to go down. Does finally fall. And here he's looking to break out. Just tanks the stasis to the face. Another stasis here behind this. Gee, there are so many stasis traps. The bigger micro. herO, calm down. Very nice control. Very nicely done. As he's had enough defending, he's now moving out. And the question becomes, does he expand? Does he take a third? Oh, ooh, we'll take another stasis to the face. So this one catching to Immortals. A significant catch here in favor of Astrea. But it doesn't really have much to really capitalize on that. From here, he's backing off. And here, he's committed. He made his choice. He's been warping in. He's got +2 on the way. Warp Prism as well. Here, it's going to be a 2-base all-in. He's not expanding. Catches a Stalker. One Stalker goes down. Yeah, as you can see here, just warping in 7 units at a time. 5 Zealots and an Archon. It's all or nothing for herO. Astrea, can he survive? Can he hold? He's throwing down a line of stasis traps. They're being baited out. There's 3 shield bodies behind this. This is going to be the energy overcharge as well. herO is upping the army supply. He does have a lot of Immortals and a lot of Archons. And Astrea's army is mainly very gateway focused, very Zealot heavy. The Zealots are good, but all it takes is a couple of Archons volleys and they will bring the Zealots down. So here he has the more efficient army. And Astrea, he has to fight with the shield batteries. He's going to be forced to engage. The Archons are getting a lot done. We can see Astrea coming, trying to come in from behind. Going for the Prism. The Prism, it's going to go down. Nice pick up, but you can see here the Zealots of Astrea, they just melt. They just completely melted. The Archons, they're busting through. Nice stasis. Stasis goes off, but it may just not be enough. Yeah, herO, he's just breaking on through. Again, the quality of herO's army was just too much. With a mass Immortal, with a mass Archon as well, it was insane. And here he just cuts through the main army of Astrea. The Stalkers doing what they can, picking up the Archons, but there's still 4 Immortals. Thankfully, there's no more Warp Prism, but you can see here he just peels up his Zealots, heads towards the natural. GG gets called, and herO takes game number 1. GG, well played. herO does take a lead in the series. Again, very nice execution there of the all-in out of herO. He was contained for quite some time, but that entire time he was building up the Archon count, building up the Immortal count. The supply was lying. The supplies were deceptively even, but as we mentioned, herO's army quality was just far greater. It was just a far greater army for herO. We saw how efficiently he cleaned up the Zealot wave of Astrea and how the Stalkers just couldn't really do much against that army either. We mentioned it, really what Astrea needed to go his way was, as we mentioned, that as the fight was beginning, he had to fight with the shield batteries. Shield batteries were a little bit too far away. I mean, props to herO for rotating and avoiding the shield batteries. Likewise, Astrea was also hoping that one of the stasis traps would pop up. The stasis traps, there was one good one earlier on before the fight when he caught the 2 Immortals, but outside of that, the stasis traps were lackluster. Here, he didn't notice them in time. He did bait them out, and as a result, there were no major stasis traps either. So yeah, here he was, Astrea was up against the wall, wasn't quite able to pull it off. With that, GG. GG, well played. herO, he does take the first game, and now we're getting ready for game number 2. It's going to be on Ley Lines. We didn't get to speak on it, but it looks like all the most of the larger maps were vetoed. herO gets rid of Neo Violet Square and Amygdala. Those are more larger macro-oriented maps. Astrea gets rid of King's Cove and El Dorado. King's Cove is also larger and more macro-oriented. El Dorado is more chaotic. So these vetoes make sense. These bans do make plenty sense here, getting rid of some of the larger and more aggressive maps, or larger and unorthodox maps, I should say. Abyssal Reef did make it through, but some of them had to. So Abyssal Reef made it through for Game 3, there's Frostline in Game 4, and Ultra Love for Game 5. Oh boy. So we have our map order. And again, up next we have one of the more standard maps, or I would say probably the most standard map in the map pool. Double up the... Yo, Astrea, he's been chugging down that coffee. Like, I don't know if you noticed. I don't think there's anything left. Oh my god. That might even be his second cup. He may have downed his first cup for game 1, and that was cup 2. Jesus. Oh my god. That's a tall cup as well. Powered by the cup. Here we go. So players are just setting things up before we jump in. And we'll see what kind of different approach our players will have. I'll be honest, I'm not going to be surprised if herO does go for the same opener, goes for the max packs opener, if you will, but we're about to find out. As spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have herO for Weibo Gaming. And in the bottom left, we have the American Protoss. It is Astrea. Here we go. As we are going to be settling in. And my eyes are going to be on herO when it comes to his opener of choice. Does he once again go for a gateway into Cybercore, into expansion? And this time, will Astrea attempt to punish the more greedy opener in the greedy style? Here we go. For models behind Astrea needs disruptors ASAP. Against an all-in, you should not be able to get disruptors in time against that. You have to, as we mentioned, you have to rely on your site defense. You have to rely on your engagement as well to try to avoid the Archons with your Zealots. It's a very difficult kind of position to be in, for sure, 100%. It's on the defending player to pull that off, to also try to buy time as well. We had some nice moves out of Astrea. If you remember, he was able to snipe the Warp Prism. He was able to deny any reinforcements, but even still, that was not enough. Was a tough hold. Was definitely a tough hold. It also didn't help as well that that Astrea did open Stargate and did invest into the Oracles, and again, Astrea's Oracles at least did not pay for themselves anywhere near as much. Unfortunately, whether it came to dealing economic damage or the value that they gained with their stasis traps. Bearing in mind that Astrea did invest into 2. Meanwhile, we are settling in. It's going to be a 2-gate opener from Astrea, and this time 2-gate opener from herO. Okay, so after the chaotic game 1, we do have a much more standard start coming into game number 2 from both players. From here, we will soon have our tech of choice. We could open Stargate, we could open Twilight Council, we could even open Robo. herO, he is quite fond of Robo-based openers. I mean, we saw that in the last game with the 2-base all-in. As herO, he does go for the Nexus before the tech. Ooh, greedy play here by herO. Does throw down the faster expansion. Astrea, not too far behind him, also throws down a faster Nexus. Is a couple of seconds behind that of herO, but not the most, not the biggest of deals. So both players are being very economic, and we will soon embrace our tech. Astrea going for the Twilight Council. Oh, the force fields! Oh, the force fields, they are misplaced. A little bit of miscontrol there by herO. 2 force fields, and he does not catch the Stalkers. Astrea, he slips away, Papi. Oh my god, looped up those Stalkers, and with that, herO does not get a grasp on the army. So nicely done here by Astrea. And you can see herO just shaking his head a little bit on cams. Definitely not too happy with the outcome there. I say shaking his head, also a smile and a little bit of a grin, as is the case with the smiling assassin, as always. As always. As he's moving out, I believe he still has a couple of force fields left in him, but likewise, Astrea has counter force fields available as well. As here he threatens a push. He's going to reinforce. And a lot of this will come down to the force fields, will come down to the engagement. So farther, nice positioning here from Astrea. Here reinforcing with the depths, going to be threading a shade into the main. And Astrea, he is in position. He is in position, does wall off. So far, so good. Behind this, once again, we did mention how in the last game, or in the lead up to this game, here he's very fond of robo-based openers, and we saw that in the last game, which led into the all-in. Here in this game as well, it is a robo opener into Immortal Production, into a delayed Twilight Council. It is hero's go-to in PvP. As here he does get into the middle line, 3 probes go down. Not bad. For 2 adepts, ideally here did want a little bit more value out of that. But here it does take an economic lead. Ooh, and it's a 2-base all-in. Let's go. It's gonna be a short series, Pappy. Oh my god. So it is gonna be Glaives, not Charge. It's gonna be a 2-base all-in here by herO. He can expand and take a 3rd base, but just for a limited saturation. This is gonna be very committed. Again, Glaive Adepts do not scale well into a longer game state, but what they can do is they can buffer for Immortals, they can dive on an army, and of course they can trade well against charge lots at least. Meanwhile, Astrea going for his own counter attack, catching the hallucination. No, he gets baited. No, the bait was real. Oh my god. The hallucination goes down for, what was that, 5 stalkers. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I don't think I've ever seen such a successful hallucination. That was crazy. That was crazy. So Astrea, he got punished, and with that Astrea, he plummets in supply. He's forced to commit. He has to go in. No. But Astrea's still waking up, Pappy. He doesn't know what's real, doesn't know what's fake. Like, what do you expect? Let him wake up, Pappy. Let him wake up. No. And with that, herO does take a supply lead. Does take a lead here. Astrea going to be falling down here in Stalkers. Does fall behind. And here comes the all-in. Remember, this is already a 2-base all-in out of herO, and now there's even less Stalkers here for Astrea. There's just even less to work with. It was already going to be a tough hold. And here come the Adepts. Glaives is done. Astrea, he dives in. Oh, doesn't quite get the Prism. Gets 1 volley, but 1 volley is not good enough. He sees 3 Immortals. I mean, he cannot engage, not into this kind of army. And Astrea is even expanding and taking a 3rd. No. Shield batteries are now on the way, but herO now realizes that it isn't all in. But these shield batteries are late. These are late shield batteries. We can see Astrea coming from behind. He wants that Prism. Does want that War Prism. But here he's being very safe with the positioning here. Force fields get thrown out. Adepts take shade in towards the main. Probes are falling. Astrea is being pulled apart. GG gets called, and herO will take game number 2. GG. GG, well played. That was a crazy bait, by the way. No, for herO to be like, oh no, I'm vulnerable, I'm out in the open, with the hallucinated Immortal, and with that baiting the blink, Astrea, he dove in, he got force fielded. As a result, he lost, I want to say it was 5 Stalkers for nothing, for energy of a century. And remember, because herO was going for the all-in, every unit counts for Astrea. He needed everything to survive to defend against the all-in. Upon losing all those Stalkers, that was game then and there. That was game then and there. I was also unfortunate that it took a while for Astrea to, of course, realize that it wasn't all-in and to recognize how much danger he was in. But everything just escalated so quickly out of control. With that, herO is up 2-0. herO needs 1 more game to advance on to the next round. Now, if you're a fan of Astrea, do not worry. He is still in this tournament. This is a double elimination bracket, so no one is being eliminated. No one is being removed from the tournament, not yet. So Astrea, he will have another day to... the losing player, I should emphasize, regardless of whether it's Astrea or herO, the losing player will have another opportunity to bounce back, to recover, and to have a deeper run in the tournament. As the pressure is now on Astrea to bounce back and to pull off something crazy over a sweep. Let's go. Let's go, Pappy. The time is now. As Astrea, he's just huffing down what little coffee he has left. Getting ready. Getting secure. I'll be honest, Astrea, he does look like he just got out of bed. Like he's got that like that bed hair going on. It's no. Does seem to be the case, I should say. And here we go. Again, we're going to be leading to Abyssal Reef. Abyssal Reef is one of the... it is, I would say, the largest map in the current maps that were chosen to be played upon. The others were, of course, vetoed. And we'll see how this plays out. As in the bottom right-hand corner, we have herO for Weibo Gaming. And in the top left, we have Astrea from the land of the Americas. Let's go. We have our PvP And again, welcome one and all to Abyssal Reef. On the one hand, I want to say that because the map is so large, because it's so defendable, we can see a more back and forth mid game with both players getting to their third bases. That is all true. But of course, it is a PvP. And one of the big features of the Protoss race, of course, especially early on, is that they can set up proxies. They can reduce the time it takes to get across the map with warp-ins, of course, so the rush distance by ground isn't as impactful. So you can still be active, you can still be aggressive, you can still very much so be in the face of your opponent and still pull off all-ins. So we'll see how our players will approach this. It's going to be the 2-gate opener out of Astrea, and I would imagine herO, yep, only one gateway. Only one gateway from herO. He's going for a gate, Cybercore expand, economic opener out of herO. The question becomes, does Astrea try to punish him, or does he play macro? Does he try to macro out of it instead and play from behind? As you can see, the Cybercore's on the way for herO, the safety zealots as well. And yeah, let's go. The pylon has been placed. Ooh, but it looks like it's going to be a fake proxy pylon, not a real one. That is a location that you can proxy a robo, but the probe does abandon the pylon, so it looks like Astrea is not going for the proxy. Just faking a proxy instead. And herO, he doesn't care, he just expands. Again, greedy economic opener out of herO. He does confirm that the pylon is missing, but he has no fear. Has no fear. Astrea, he pokes up the ramp, does confirm the single gateway, he checks the natural, confirms the expansion. We can see herO, he's looking for the pylon. herO, he's looking for the proxy. Trying to figure out what's going on, making sure he's safe and sound. Astrea, he's gonna use it. He comes back. Oh, okay, never mind. I was like, is he gonna throw something down? No. He's just gonna expand. He's just gonna expand from here. So as a result, herO is gonna take an economic lead. He's gonna be slightly ahead here in the economy, and the pressure is on Astrea to try to bounce back and try to make up for that. Astrea comes in with hallucinated Oracle. Alas, here he doesn't flinch, as herO didn't even go for his own Stargate. From here we're settling in. We have our takeover choice from herO. It's going to be a Twilight Council, so Blink-based opener. For the first time this series, not a robot opener out of herO. Which means herO, he might just be setting up for a longer game state. Same can be said for Astrea, also a Twilight Council into Blink. So both players, they headed into Blink production. There isn't going to be a big immortal advantage for either player in this kind of game state, as no one is rushing into a robo, no one's rushing into immortals. I'm feeling a macro game here. I'm feeling a third base. Well, we're headed in that direction. We'll see if we can get there, though. This is going to be an early move out here by Astrea. Has a lot of potential. The reason for this is early on, there's no Blink. Blink is on the way, but it's not ready. So ideally, Astrea wants to try to catch out the army with some force fields. We'll see if he can. As he's sneaking up on herO, does force field in the sentries, and the sentries are going to be targeted down. Nicely done. Very nice positioning here from Astrea. Locks down 2 sentries and a stalker. Will lose one of his own. And we'll lose a second sentry as well. But overall, these have been better trades for Astrea. Oh, I say that one stalker gets locked down. Up. Can herO get it? Up. He can. Oh my god. Whew. We do have a back and forth. Still, I would say a better trade for Astrea. He gets the final sentry. And the stalker as well. Very nice pickoffs. Up. As he does have to get the hell out of here. Again, Astrea playing with fire. Pulls away. Turning back around, trading 1 for 2. Ooh, Astrea, this was not the fight he wanted to take. He gets punished. He turned around. He gets punished for it. That's 3 extra stalkers falling for Astrea. It was a better trade for Astrea initially, but now less so. As Astrea is going to try to reinforce. We can see herO just chasing Astrea down. Does catch the stalker. And Astrea's getting caught out. Oh no. Yeah, bleeding out far too much. Yeah, getting caught once again. In the mirror matchup, these are brutal losses. And again, it was just such a good start for Astrea. He just got too greedy. He just got too greedy. He got too excited. And I have to say, drew shade towards the natural. They get a probe, but GG gets called. Too many losses here. That was game-ending damage, and herO will take the series 3-0. GG. Whew. GG, well played again. Astrea, he had such a good start, catching the sentries, catching the stalker. He initially had a better trade, and then very quickly he again got a little bit too greedy there, turning back around, taking a follow-up fight. He lost everything in the process. He lost all the stalkers that he had preserved. He had also rallied into the army as well, losing even more stalkers and losing everything that early on. That's game then and there. You cannot afford that many losses that early on in the game, in a mirror matchup. With that, GG, well played. herO will take the series and will advance on into the next round. Whew. GG. That was a shorter series, is what I will say. I say a shorter series, not even just the amount of games, but the length of the games. I was looking forward. I mean, you heard me, right? I was like, yo, if we both open Blink, and if Astrea backs off, we can get into like a third base, we can get into the mid game, we can saturate our bases and get into our economies. We were headed there kind of, but again, everything snowballed very quickly out of control, and we didn't quite get to embrace any kind of mid game between these players. Just non-stop all-ins, non-stop aggression. With that, GG well played. herO does advance on, and now we are getting ready for our next match of the night. Up next is going to be a ZVT between Rainer and Spirit. Another best of 5. Here we go. Here we go. And of course, our players are going to need some time. They're going to need some time to prepare. They're going to need some time to get their vetoes underway, so we can take this time as well. If you're in the chat, now is the time to drain your disruptors, massage your marines, hydrate all your hydras, get some snacks, get some food, get ready for the ZVT to come. We're going to be going on a short break, and when we come back, we'll be back with the final best of 5 of the night. See you soon. See you soon.